ever die.
And this monster starts running right at me.
Annihilated by nuclear bombs.
Beast is not dead. I put 4 bullets into him.
Oh, you're crazy.
But I saw that monster too. All I want is for someone to believe me.
Contaminated.
Face. It's horrible. Look like it would scare you to death.
All right, let's get to work.
Oh, World's Confusion. How you doing?
Hello.
Welcome.
Hello.
Let's rip this opener right quick. Let's do it. Here it comes, folks. For nearly 40 years.
Hello, you beautiful pair.
Hello.
Hello.
For nearly 40 years, one woman spent millions of dollars transforming a simple farmhouse into one of the
Hello,
strangest buildings ever constructed. Blip! Mansion with staircases leading nowhere, doors that open into empty space, secret passageways, and rooms that seem to defy logic itself. The story we've all heard is that Sarah Winchester was fleeing the spirits of those killed by the Winchester rifle. Is that the truth? Or is the greatest mystery of the Winchester house the legend we've built around the woman herself? Tonight, we're opening the case file on one of America's most famous haunted houses, the Winchester Mansion.
Dun, dun.
Greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome in.
Wow.
Everyone's here. I'm so excited. Flip's here. Worlds is here. Worlds get those cool little... Is that a new one? I've never seen that one before. Kudos on you, Blip, for using one of the channel emotes. I appreciate that. I really do. I really do. I love the little waving vampire. I use it all the time on Twitch.
Oh, that's funny.
Welcome, everybody.
It's a hype train one.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, there ain't no hype trains here. Just normal trains?
I'm being a hype train right now.
Not really.
Choo-choo.
You've never seen a hype train. You don't know what a hype train is for Twitch.
No.
A hype train is when there's a bunch of people in chat and somebody subs or gifts a sub, and then somebody else does it, and then somebody else does it, and then somebody else does it, and you get like levels of hype train.
Your emotes are pretty cool.
Thank you so much. I've been streaming since, 2019?
Yeah.
Maybe earlier than that? And I've never gotten a hype train.
Well,
Never.
Worlds is giving you your own personal version of one, and
Yes,
I kind of like jumped in. I mean, you saw my this is like the in-person.
I'll take it, yeah.
Woo!
One day we'll get raided by somebody famous and like 50 people will pop in and everybody will, yeah, let's support this channel. They're great. And then
One day.
boom, 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 boom.
Who did we give a hard time last week on that we knew would never listen to the show? Oh yeah, AJ from Backstreet Boys. Maybe he'll raid us one day.
I wouldn't be surprised if he streams. That sounds about
Yeah.
right. I found out about 10 years too late that one of my favorite musicians used to stream on Twitch, and he hasn't in about 10 years, but Logic has his own Twitch channel. Like 15 million followers.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I couldn't imagine. I absolutely couldn't imagine.
Look how purple I am in this
I know.
light. I look like I've been like really burnt. Like I was in a sunning salon, tanning
Yeah.
salon. That's
Well-
it. That's the word. I didn't know the word because I've never been at. Well, I've been at one
tanning
time in
bed?
my life.
In a tanning bed?
Yeah,
There you go.
one time in my life.
So
I
we're
was
doing
16
double
and stupid.
purple tonight. So we have
Different camera, filter, or lighting.
it's different lighting. I change lighting every week. So we're doing
Yeah, stream is giving the color out of space vibes today.
yeah. So we have the black light going and a red light in front of us and then a blue light above us. So we're getting double purple tonight, and it's, Fine, let's go with it. It's fun. Let's have some fun with it.
Yeah.
We'll both look like we've been out in the sun for the last 10 years, but I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
If you want me to change the colors?
I don't
worried
care.
about looking
No.
like you?
And if nobody's falling out there in Witchland.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
we're going to go with it. Let's run with it. We can change colors. It's very easy to change colors.
If you get tired of us being purple, let us know.
Yeah, we've been doing the same colors every week, and I just like, we got to change it up a little bit. And I don't know, I guess I just liked how the purple looked today.
Yeah.
Just the vibe I was going for.
Bobbin.
Anywho, how's everybody doing tonight? You heard me right. This week on the podcast, we're discussing the Winchester Mystery House. Did Sarah Winchester really build for ghosts? Welcome, everybody. I'm Victus.
And I'm Hazel.
Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you are in the world. Welcome. This is Beyond the Shadows podcast. We are your personal, professional, paranormal investigators. And, we got Effie's just popped in. We're your personal, professional, private, professional, personal, practical, punctual, paranormal investigators. And this is the greatest podcast in the world, as long as you don't fact check it, where we record a live show, one take, no edits, and try to figure out if this week's case is really paranormal or just bullshit. Hazel, how you doing tonight?
I'm so good. I laid on my acupressure mat right before we started.
Yeah.
And normally I do that at night before I go to sleep.
Yeah.
But I decided that I was going to do it like early, and then I'm really glad I did. I'm so relaxed. How are you?
I'm okay. Very busy work week for me. And glad to slow down. Today was the first day I've really got to be lazy in a while now. And, yeah, comfy cozy. I stayed up way too late last night, doing contents for the, oh my gosh, doing contents for the channel.
Those
Jeez.
are great. Those are like,
Those are good
those
ones.
are like paranormal, but Lisa Frank paranormal. Like they
Oh,
feel,
yeah.
they're really awesome.
What are these? What are these from? These are all different ones. Oh, these look like,
Ooh.
these aren't, I don't know. I don't recognize any of these, but they're pretty cool. I like all of them.
Yeah.
I love all of them equally.
All my purple emotes.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, because we're purple tonight. We're purple tonight.
Yeah. Start wearing purple, if you're a Gogo Bordello fan.
Yeah, I
I
caught it.
spend all day every day on Twitch, so I end up getting random gift subs.
Oh, okay, cool. No, that's great.
Yay!
I like purple. Purple's good.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about adding purple accents to my car. I'm not crazy about like the polished aluminum look on the roof rack, so I thought about wrapping that with purple vinyl. I don't know. Still on the fence.
Yeah.
It's gonna look like poop once it fades, but I don't know. How long did that orange vinyl last in front of my last car? Like 6 years?
Yeah.
Longer
long
than that,
time.
maybe?
Yeah.
Every single day outside.
Yeah.
Any hoots and hollers. Yeah, I'm doing good. I hope everybody out there watching is enjoying themselves. I hope the heat wave hasn't completely crushed everybody's spirit. I know it's kind of all over the world right now, and people are hurting.
Yeah.
We've been experiencing triple digits pretty regularly for the last week and some change. Yeah, that's what it feels like. I think the last few days here at work, we've been mid 90s Fahrenheit with like 80% humidity, and it has been ridiculous to be working outside, just drenched in sweat all day long. I live in front of a fan right now at work.
Yeah.
Actually, I have 2 fans now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't get another one because it was too damn hot. I hope everybody's doing okay. I hope everybody's staying cool. I'm glad you're all inside and resting and staying cool for tonight's episode. We're going to have some fun with this one.
Yeah.
This is a really wild case. I just totally blindsided you. I told you we were going to do something ghosty, but I didn't tell you what it was.
Yeah, and I'm very excited about this one. I feel like this was like my earliest exposure to some type of paranormal something.
Okay.
And because, well, I mean, maybe not, but I mean, it's the one that stuck with me. But I feel like Okay, so Stephen King introduced me to the Winchester House because he wrote
Rose Red?
Yeah.
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 It was great.
And I have that book downstairs actually. What's interesting is my grandmother owned it and she passed away, which was kind of weird that she owned it. She passed away in 2005, but it was kind of weird that she owned it because she was very religious. And so it was very strange that she would have that book. But yeah, so it was really cool. And then I think wasn't there a television
Yes. Have you not
series on
seen
that
it?
too? I feel like I did. I think I did. It's just been a long time because it came out a while ago.
That would have been like 2001 or 2002.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
Yeah, so I mean, there's definitely that, but I read it too because I used to, in ninth grade, I actually got in trouble from my history teacher because I would have Stephen King books open inside my history textbook and I would be reading while he was teaching because I already had done the homework and knew all the stuff he was trying to teach. And so it was funny because there was a parent-teacher conference night and my parents came to that and he pulled them aside and he's like, I really need you to say something to Haley about reading novels during my class. And my mom's like, but she has an A in your class, so I don't really know how to say something to her. But he was one of those, he was a football coach too, and he would walk around and he had a yardstick, and if people were asleep, he would slam that yardstick down on their desk in the middle of the thing. So, I feel like, I feel like it doesn't,
I threw you off, didn't I?
You did.
Sorry.
You threw me off. I feel like it was okay that I was
G-Boss
reading.
wept.
You swept.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
What happened?
We're frozen.
We're frozen? We're still streaming.
I don't know. Our
What happened?
faces are
Camera is
frozen.
Camera is
Can
frozen.
you hear us, world?
Wow.
Banner is moving.
Okay.
We can hear you.
Okay. Cool.
Yay!
Let me figure this out. I don't know what's going on.
I feel like we have something every week
There
that,
we go.
that happens. Okay. Yay!
Thank you.
We're back!
I was like,
Just the camera.
yeah, I don't know why that happened. That's the first time I've had any issues with this camera.
Yeah.
NCIE.
I'm going to blame it on myself because I did shuffle some cables around last night, so I'll take the blame. My fault. It is a podcast after all.
It is a podcast after all. Yeah. Anyway, I went off on a tangent. However, that was my first exposure to the Winchester House was novels during history class in ninth grade.
Yeah, Rose Red was so good. So very good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I loved Rose Red. I've actually tried getting it on, trying to get it on DVD so we can put it on the server because I'd watch it all the time. I love it.
Yeah.
Love that. I think it was on like NBC or something back in 2002. I looked it up. So yeah, that was right after I moved to Arkansas. And I remember every single week when that episode would come on, I'd post up in front of the TV, lay down in front of the TV like this, watching it. Loved it. It was so good. It was so good. And I think that was the story that, ironically gave me the inspiration to want to start writing. And I wrote a few short stories around that time, and we'll not get into it, but
Yeah.
I tried.
Yeah.
It was not good.
Stephen King
Sounds like a perfect winter watch.
Yeah.
Stephen King and John Saul were my big reads when I was a teenager.
Who's the second one?
John Saul, he wrote a lot of horror novels as well.
S-A-U-L?
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, of course, V.C. Andrews, because Flowers in the Attic just sent me down the V.C. Andrews road.
I've only recently kind of fallen back in love with Stephen King novels. Like the Stand. The Stand was great. So there was he re-released like 4 or 5 years ago an unabridged version. So it was the full unedited. It was like an extra 400 pages, and it was the single longest audiobook I've ever listened to. It was like 68 hours or something like that.
Dang.
It took me like 2.5 weeks to listen to it. I had to check it back out twice. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so then of course we've seen, YouTube videos and things like that since then of some investigations on site. I would love to go there. I would. So, okay, let me back up. I would love to go there. But because I've spent so much of my life idolizing this house and thinking about how cool it is and how, like, just the idea of there being ghosts trapped in the house and all that different stuff.
Don't meet your heroes kind of thing.
Yeah. I feel like if I went there, I would be very disappointed.
Yeah. I feel like at this point, it's just becoming an attraction.
Yeah.
Didn't we, what was the show that Ryan and Shane did before Watcher? Well, you literally watched every single episode.
Was it just Unsolved? Or
Unsolved.
Yeah.
Unsolved case files or something like that?
I think they just called it Unsolved.
Unsolved, yeah. Because that was the thing at the end. Was
Remains
unsolved.
Yeah.
Rubber stamp. Yeah. Yeah, they went to Winchester House.
Yeah.
And I don't think they got anything.
Yeah, and they went for that one and they went for the Watcher series. They went for both and they took their wives, I believe, when they went for the Watcher series.
That's right.
And I feel like in every episode or every show I've seen, people always go to that staircase that just goes to nowhere and they walk up it. And I think I've lived in a house with a staircase that went to nowhere at one point in my life. And I just really feel like in person that would be a lot less exciting than...
Kind of like that episode of Bob's Burgers where they're trying to find the snake and they go into the crazy mansion.
Yeah.
And
she just
Louise
goes
yes, Louise goes to I'll look at the top of the staircase.
Crazy.
She's like, yep. Staircase goes nowhere. She walks back down. Snake's not up there. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Anywho, you want to tie into this week's paranormal news?
Yeah.
All right, everybody, before we jump into tonight's investigation of the Winchester Mystery House, it's time for this week's news and paranormal. The stories making headlines from around the world, from newly released government UFO files to fresh eyewitness reports and strange encounters that still have investigators scratching their heads. Here's what happened this week in the world of the unexplained. Let's kill some music and transition. First up, and yet again tonight, we have the Pentagon releases another wave of UFO files. The Pentagon has released another batch of declassified UAP files, including videos, photographs, audio recordings, and reports from military personnel. One veteran aviator described an object he encountered as unlike anything I had seen. During nearly 3 decades of flying, and while many of the cases remain unsolved, officials continue to emphasize that an unidentified object isn't automatically evidence of extraterrestrial technology, but still, I know, right? Every new release gives researchers more information to analyze and keeps the conversation about government transparency moving forward.
Scientists still can't explain one military orb encounter. Among recent discussions surrounding the newly released UAP material, one particular incident continues to stand out. According to officials reviewing the case, intelligence personnel witnessed a large glowing orb that appeared to release several smaller red orbs near a secure military installation. Investigators have proposed conventional explanations for many reported orb sightings, but this specific event has yet to receive a satisfactory explanation and remains one of the more intriguing modern UAP cases.
And next up, we have a possible Bigfoot sighting reported in California. A woman driving through California's Sierra National Forest says she spotted what she believes was an 8-foot-tall, reddish-brown creature with unusually long arms standing near the tree line. While no physical evidence has been recovered, the report has generated plenty of discussion within the Bigfoot community because of the location's long history of Sasquatch sightings. As always, eyewitness testimony alone isn't enough to prove the existence of Bigfoot. Yeah, we determined that. But stories like this continue to keep the mystery alive.
Dual witness UFO sighting in Japan. 2 independent witnesses in Japan recently captured video of several glowing orbs hovering over the Pacific Ocean for more than 20 minutes. Because the objects were recorded from separate locations, investigators have a better opportunity to compare the footage and rule out simple camera artifacts. At this point, there isn't enough evidence to determine exactly what was seen, but the multiple perspectives make this case particularly interesting.
Yeah, it's strange. You don't hear a lot of like UFO and UAP sightings in Japan, so that's a little bit of an outlier there.
Yeah.
And last but not least, researchers push for more serious scientific study of UAPs. Interest in unidentified aerial phenomena continues to grow within academic circles. Researchers from several institutions are calling for more rigorous scientific investigation using calibrated sensors, repeatable methods, and transparent data sharing. Whether future studies uncover new atmospheric phenomena, advanced technology, or simply provide better explanations for unusual observations, many scientists agree that collecting quality data is the best path toward understanding these reports. And those are this week's biggest paranormal headlines. And as always, we'll keep following these stories as new information comes out. But now it's time to turn our attention to one of the most famous and misunderstood haunted houses in the world as we investigate the legend of the Winchester Mystery Mansion. I used to have like a theremin sound. What happened to the theremin sound?
I don't know.
That would have been perfect. I tried to find something kind of ghosty to throw on the soundboard. Yeah, that's the theremin. That's the theremin. But I wasn't able to find one that just didn't sound like shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
There is a one specific site that I like to use because they got tons and tons of free audio, like sound clips. So most of the stuff on the soundboard came from this website, and like I put in like spooky sounds, and it was like 15 different versions of that spooky, scary skeleton song, and I'm just like,
I could record some saw for you.
okay, I'm not going to turn it down. We would love to have some spooky sounds. Yes, yes.
Spooky.
Thank you very much. We'd appreciate that.
It is Summerween.
It's Summerween. That's right.
So I'm guessing.
You the best.
I'm guessing that you called someone from beyond the grave this time.
I did.
Did you call Miss Sarah?
I did.
Good. What did Miss Sarah have to say to you?
All right, let's get into it. Hold on. I got to transition. Gotta turn off the mic. Oh no, I knocked some bedazzle off. Get back on there. Bedazzle.
Spooky is for life, not just Halloween.
We agree.
she's on screen. Oh. Oops. Wow. What the? What? Oh, I had the background music the whole time?
Yeah.
Oops. Sorry. Sorry, everybody. So yet again, I have come back to making another shirt for this week. I'm going to keep making shirts because I like having shirts that we made, or having shirts that pertain to content that we've made. And I just started at my first favorite episode, and I'm working my way down the list. So we've come to my number 3 favorite story that we've covered on the podcast. And I'm very happy with this one. Check this guy out. Check this out. The Travis Walton Incident, Season 1, Episode 18, says, Travis Walton, 1975. I should have stayed in the truck. Uh-huh. Yeah? I thought it was cool. I'm a
Very
total nerd.
cool.
I'm a total nerd.
It's very cool.
Thank you.
It's very cool. Very,
So for
very
those of you
cool.
that don't know, Travis Walton,
Nice.
the Travis Walton Incident was the story that inspired the movie Fire in the Sky. And that's the movie I was telling you I wanted to watch this weekend. I just didn't get around to.
Yeah.
Would have loved to have watched it, but it's probably going to give me horrible nightmares. That always does, but I really enjoy the movie.
Oh.
What shirt are you wearing today?
I'm wearing a repeat shirt. I'm wearing my Endo Strong shirt because I'm having a particularly difficult Endo season this summer. So, just Endo Strong.
Strong. Yes, we've had many long conversations about endometriosis.
Yeah.
I got your message there, worlds. I'm going to figure it out. I think I got a wiring issue. The first like 3 or 4 times I used the phone, it sounded great. It's nice and loud.
Yeah.
And it's actually amplified 2,000% right now, and it's still not as loud as it used to be. Like, it was so loud and so sensitive before that I could set it down on the desk and talk, and you could hear me.
Yeah.
And now I don't know what happened. I'm gonna have to pull that phone apart and figure out what's going on there.
Yeah.
Yay.
Maybe you can do it next Saturday night after
Maybe.
you bring me back from my test.
That's right.
I have a big
fancy
test next weekend to see if I can be an HR professional.
That's right.
Well,
You're gonna do great.
we need some HR in this podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess. Yes.
Oh goodness.
Any hoots. Well, before we get into it, what's your baseline for the Winchester Mansion?
I mean, like, I know that it's a house that was built.
Joining the dark side.
Yeah. A house that was built by Sarah Winchester after her husband and son died. Right? Was it her son too?
I
think in, like, a
he was in
war.
one of the wars, I think.
Yeah, and then she built it because she said that all the ghosts of the people who were killed by guns were trying to come get her and kill her too. And so she was building it because she had to keep building in order to keep them away from, or
Yeah.
keep them from getting her. Like in the movie, I think she imprisons the worst ones in some rooms or something.
Yeah.
But like, I think it was more of in real life, it was I have to keep building this in order to keep them from killing me.
Like keep them at bay.
Yeah.
Keep them away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people get the actual story mixed up with the movie.
Yeah.
So the movie did deviate. They Hollywoodized it a little bit. Ironically, it's in Hollywood. So the movie was a little more, I think more people lean towards the movie because everything was explained a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
The only way to really get the full story, I guess, would be, I don't know, read a book or go to the mansion,
Mhm.
go on the tour. I've never actually read a book about it, but I've seen a number of like ghost hunting shows that have been there. Every manner of investigation I've seen all kind of tell the same story that doesn't follow what the movie followed.
Right.
Right. So
Well, even the movie is different
Yeah.
from the Stephen King novel, which usually happens in those
Right.
cases. But
Well, the movie kind of more followed the idea that she was making the rooms for the ghosts, as opposed to the lore that we have today was she was making the rooms to confuse the ghosts.
mhm.
So there were some changes, and I think we're about on the same baseline for the story. And we, of course, seen a lot of the same investigations. I don't think I know any. Usually I've got like a couple like really juicy tidbits. I don't know that I have anything juicy, like personally.
And I know that didn't someone die because they opened the door that went to nowhere and they walked out and like they fell and
Oh, yeah,
died
there-
because it was really
There are like oodles and oodles of stories of like
like
the construction being done,
Yeah.
workers dying. I think like day one of construction, one of the workers was crushed by a pallet of bricks.
Wow.
Like literally. So like you think a cartoon, they lift up a pallet with a crane and there's just a stack of bricks on a pallet, and they brought it over and something happened. The rope snapped and crushed this dude into a human pancake.
Wow.
That would have been a horrible mess to clean up.
And a horrible way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess in scope of things, it's probably not one of the worst ways to go. Surely it was instantaneous because,
Yeah.
I mean, a pallet of bricks.
I
From
get
a
it. I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. But like, I mean, still, it's gotta be. Ugh.
Yeah. So I do believe we are going to be dealing with some. I want to say that we're going to be dealing with a lot of residual hauntings tonight. Probably going to be hearing me say the word residual a lot. That's probably the lane I'm going to lean into, because there is so much. I'm going to go out on a limb a little bit and say that there is a huge store of psychic energy here.
Yeah.
I mean, it comes down to when you're making a structure like this, I think it comes down to intention. And her intention was spiritual in nature, and that intention came across through a lot of the architecture. So you see a lot of the number 13 in in construction here. So there's like rooms with 13 windows. All the staircases had 13 steps. Like each floor would have 13 rooms, and each wing would have 13 rooms, and 13 windows and 13. The number 13 is everywhere in this
Yeah.
in the story. So there's a little bit of thought that the intention goes a long way, I think, when it comes to the Winchester Mansion. Simply because like Tulpa energy, when you want something to be spiritually charged, especially over a course of 30 years,
Yeah.
30 or 40 years, you're going to charge that area spiritually. And this same effect comes around just like a tulpa. And maybe that's what we'll come down on tonight, is that it's a tulpa. I don't know.
Maybe.
We'll see. We got a lot to get into. Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready?
Ready. Look at us getting it together enough to start Act 1 before 45 minutes in.
Yeah, where are we at now? We're at 34 minutes. Yeah, we kept our shit together this time. We got it together because I've only had half a beer and I'm not rambling. That being said, let's get into it.
Yeah, do it.
It looks like a barrel of monkeys monkey. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's got the arms like a barrel of monkeys.
Yeah.
It's just green. I guess it's like Technicolor. That's cool. It is me. That's what's going on inside my head all the time.
Yeah.
Me. Welcome to my brain. All right, jerks, let's do this. Welcome, everybody. This is Season 3, Episode 29 of Beyond the Shadows podcast. Tonight, we are investigating the Winchester Mystery Mansion. Was it really built for ghosts? This is Act 1, everybody. Act 1. The woman behind the Winchester mystery. So before we can investigate the Winchester Mystery House, we need to understand the woman at the center of the legend. Because if the stories about ghosts, seances, cursed spirits are ever going to make sense, then you have to begin with Sarah Winchester herself. So Sarah Lockwood Pardee was born in New Haven, Connecticut in 1839, and by the standards of the time, she was exceptionally well educated. She spoke several languages, studied music, came from a respected upper class family. Friends described her as intelligent, refined, and deeply private, qualities that would remain with her for the rest of her life. Nothing about Sarah's early years suggested that she would one day become one of the most mysterious figures in American history. In 1862, Sarah married Wirt Winchester, the son of Oliver Winchester, whose company manufactured what would become the most famous firearms in history, the Winchester repeating rifle. Nicknamed the gun that won the West, the rifle became a symbol of the American frontier and was widely reused by settlers, lawmen, soldiers, hunters. And as the company grew, so did the Winchester family's fortune, placing Sarah among America's wealthiest women. Despite their financial success, tragedy seemed to follow the couple. Just 4 years after they were married, Sarah gave birth to their only child, Annie Pardee Winchester, and sadly Annie survived only a few weeks. She died from a childhood illness now known as
Erasmus?
marasmus? Why does that sound like a wizard's incantation? Marasmus. Sorry, I'm making light of it, but a severe form of malnutrition that was very poorly misunderstood at the time. But losing a child was devastating under any circumstances, and historians believe Sarah never fully recovered from the grief.
So I was wrong. She didn't have a son that died in the war. It must have just been the
I could have
husband.
swore there was maybe the Winchester guy.
Yeah.
Oh. That scared the shit out of me. Ooh. Yeah, that was somebody just subbed. Jeez, wow.
Yay.
Thanks for the sub.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. Thank you so much.
You
I
don't get
appreciate
into this at all.
that. Did you see me jump a little bit?
I jumped too. I was scared
That was
too.
so loud. That was so loud. Jeez, thanks for the sub.
Thank you.
I appreciate
We are
it.
actually really excited. We're just old, and when we get scared, it takes us a minute to recover.
Yeah, I was in it. I've already feeling the vibe of the story. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't see. I got no data coming up. I didn't catch the name or anything. I was just so taken aback. It'll pop up here in a second. I'll give you a shout out. Oh, jeez. Heart flutter. Where was I?
So you were at. She never fully recovered from the grief. Neck down one and down another one for years.
Right here?
Mhm.
Okay. So for years, Sarah and William carried on with their lives. But another tragedy was waiting. In 1881, William Winchester died of tuberculosis at just 43 years old. And in the span of less than 2 decades, Sarah had lost both her daughter and her husband, leaving her widowed, childless, and largely alone. William's death also left Sarah with an extraordinary inheritance. She received more than $20 million, staggering amount of money for the 1880s. I'm just curious.
So while you're looking that up, I guess like the details I'm thinking about must have been fictionalized details that I got crisscrossed somewhere
Yeah, maybe
in
it
my
was
memory.
in the movie.
Yeah, or the book, one of the two, the Stephen King book. You're looking at $20 million
Yeah.
from then
20
and today's amount
million.
of money.
Not Milkian. Oh my gosh, I can't type.
But you know what's so wild while you're looking that up? So that was the early 2000s, so it wasn't like you could just Google that information like from your phone. So people didn't think about going home and looking that up most of the time. So you just walked around thinking that you were correct in like what you were telling people because you read it in a book and you found out that it was based off a true story. So you're like, oh, this was totally true. But yeah.
So let me make sure I mark where we were at. Yes, there, right? that right?
Yeah.
But a staggering amount of money for the 1880. Okay, so $20 million from 1880, adjusted for inflation, the present day comes out to $657.1 million.
Wow.
That is a lot of money for one person
Yeah.
in 1880.
Yeah.
That is a massive amount of
That
money.
might be enough to make you crazy right there.
Yeah, maybe it was the money. Maybe the money did it.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah, like the sub information never came up. That was so weird. I don't get it. I don't get it. It might have been a YouTube thing. It might have been. I don't know. If you just subbed to the channel and scared the shit out of us, you can holler at us in chat. We have voice chat going. Just want to say hi and give you a shout out. I'm not ignoring you. It's just I'm not getting any data at my end other than the scary ass notification. All right, so and inherited a substantial ownership stake in the Winchester Repeating Arms Company. The investment generated an enormous daily income, giving her virtually unlimited financial resources for the rest of her life. One can only dream. Grand Designs, that's it.
Oh no, it was something outdoors. Grand Designs has been here before.
Was it Grand Designs?
Grand Designs has been here before. This was something outdoors in the name. I remember seeing.
Yeah, you were right. It was
outdoors.
something outdoors. We're gonna have to. I'll roll it back. We'll find it. We'll find it.
We're excited that Grand Designs is here.
Welcome back, Grand Designs. We're glad you're here. So it's at this point in the story that the story takes an unusual dramatic turn. Many books, documentaries, and ghost tours claim that a grieving Sarah sought out a spiritual medium in Boston who told her she was being haunted by the spirits of everyone killed by Winchester rifles. And according to the legend, the medium warned her that only way to survive was to move west and build a house that could never be finished. It's a compelling story, sure, but here's where our investigation really begins, because despite how often it's repeated, historians have never found contemporary evidence that... What was that? I saw something pop up. Tripping. I'm watching too many screens at the same time. Yeah, spooky ghost sounds. See, Sarah Winchester. See, look, we're just... everything's just off kilter. The stream will go down next. No, I shouldn't have said that. Despite how often it's repeated, historians have never actually found any contemporary evidence that this famous seance actually took place. There are no surviving letters from Sarah describing it, no newspaper accounts from the time, and no records identifying the mysterious medium. The story didn't become widely associated with Sarah Winchester until years after her death, raising an important question: was the seance even real, or was it a legend that grew alongside the house itself? What we do know is this. In 1886, Sarah moved to California and purchased a modest 8-room farmhouse near San Jose. Over the coming decades, that ordinary farmhouse would evolve into one of the most bizarre homes ever constructed. Whether she was following the advice of a medium, coping with unimaginable grief, or simply pursuing an ambitious architectural vision, remains one of the biggest questions surrounding the Winchester Mystery House. And as we'll see, separating documented history from popular legend isn't always as easy as it seems. All right, so we've done it. Act 1.
Act 1.
Great act, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, I learned all the things that I thought that I said earlier were wrong.
We checked a lot of boxes.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're confirming a few of the things that we thought were true. We're already dispelling some of the ideas, some of the concepts that came from the movie. And get the movie stuff out of here, because we're definitely not dealing with the movie here. This is the story behind the story.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, now that I hear all this information, it's starting to kind of reignite that fire a little bit. I'm starting to remember some things.
Yeah.
I'm curious. How many people do you think were killed by Winchester rifles?
Oh, Lord. Well, I don't know that we actually are ever going to really know the number, because if you think in terms of war, like... I mean, I think it's going to be an estimate, obviously. There's just no way to... Yeah.
Oh, well, that's a little lackluster.
Yeah.
Hundreds of millions.
Yeah, Google says hundreds of thousands, but let's see. Let's break this down. So the American frontier, often called the gun that won the West, models like the 1873 were standard in Indian wars, frontier feuds. Historians estimate 20,000 gunshots fatalities across the West, all from Winchester rifles. Global conflicts. Geez, millions of our military deaths from the 20th century, modern day. There's still people dying from the Winchester rifle to this day. We could safely say millions. Hundreds of millions sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you imagine being haunted by hundreds of millions of spirits?
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be building a house big enough for that.
No. It's a little daunting if you really think about it, because I feel like there's a piece of her that can, like, see or hear the spirits. Wasn't that a thing? Was that a thing in the movie?
It was a thing in the movie, so I'm not sure that it was a thing in real life that she claimed, but it was a thing in the movie. It made for good storytelling.
Right. So I'm wondering.
So many that it would be like static everywhere.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm wondering. So let's pull a few details from the movie that we've seen, and let's see if they actually line up with the evidence that we see based on actual historical facts. So the big one I want to know is, in the movie, she would do automatic writing. Do you know what automatic writing is?
Mm-hmm.
So for those of you listening that don't know what automatic writing is, it's you go into a trance-like state and you channel spiritual energy. Generally, you see people doing automatic writing. They just draw in circles and then do like a meditative state. And then when they come out of the meditative state, they'll look on the page and something will be written. So in the movie, she would go into an automatic writing state, but she would design rooms. So that brings up a good point, because, like, you see how much I play Valheim. How many different ways can I build a building, right?
Right.
They all kind of start to look the same a little bit.
Yeah.
So if you get a house with countless numbers of rooms, eventually you'd start to run out of ideas, right?
I would think so.
But apparently every single room is different. So where was she getting this inspiration from? Where was she? So I'm curious if, like, that fact from the movie is actually real.
Right. Yeah.
Because instead of being one person designing the house, is there hundreds of millions of people helping design the house?
Yeah, because I can remember when Ryan and Shane went in there, like, of course we saw that there are all different rooms, but there's like one specifically that's always decorated for Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little weird. So it makes me feel like that could be real.
Yeah.
That's one of the details from the movie that I feel like is real. Another one from the movie was she always wore a black veil. Now, based on the script writing, we're going to see if that's true or not. Do you have anything from the movie you want to see if it's...
I mean, those are the big kickers that I think of. There was also the garden that she had, the garden situation.
the what were they called?
It's like
back
a little
then?
greenhouse.
Yeah,
kind
they
of
had a
thing.
name, something
Yeah,
Therium.
yeah, it was something. Yeah, but I wonder if she had one of those.
It was the Proletarium, obviously. But yeah, that was very big in Rose Red. Oh, that scared the
Yeah.
hell out of me. Remember the statue came, grabbed that lady, and dunked her into the pond?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Scared the shit out of me. I loved it. I loved it. Oh, man.
Oh my gosh.
Well, all right. Do you want to go through Act 2, or do you want to take a quick bathroom break?
Up to you.
Let's run
You're in
Act 2.
charge. You're running the show.
Let's run Act 2.
Okay.
Let's run Act 2.
Let's run Act 2.
Let's run it. Take it away, girl. You got it.
Hey, the house that never seemed to stop growing. Act 2. When Sarah Winchester purchased her farmhouse in California in 1886, there was nothing particularly remarkable about it. It was a comfortable 8-room house surrounded by orchards in what was a quiet agricultural community outside San Jose. If you ever had driven past it that year, you would have no reason to believe it would become one of the most recognizable and mysterious homes in the world. Almost immediately after moving in, however, Sarah began renovating. Then she renovated again and again. Over the next 38 years, construction became nearly constant part of life on the property. Carpenters, masons, plumbers, and craftsmen were employed year after year, adding rooms, expanding wings, replacing sections, and redesigning existing spaces. The mansion gradually transformed into a sprawling labyrinth that at its largest reportedly contained around 160 rooms, along with dozens of staircases, miles of hallways, and numerous fireplaces and countless windows and doors. One of the most enduring stories about the Winchester house is that its construction never stopped. The crews worked around the clock 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, because Sarah believed stopping would allow the spirits to catch her. It's a fascinating image, but once again, the historical record tells a more complicated story. There is strong evidence that construction was frequent and ongoing, but there is very little documenting proving that work literally continued every hour of the day, every day, for nearly 4 decades. Historians believe the phrase continuous construction has been exaggerated over time. Workers certainly spent years expanding the property, but there were pauses for weather, supply shortages, holidays, and other practical reasons. Even without 24-hour construction, Sarah's dedication was extraordinary. Unlike many wealthy homeowners of the era, she rarely worked from formal blueprints. Instead, foremen often received instructions directly from Sarah herself. She was known to make decisions as projects unfolded, changing layouts, requesting additions, or abandoning ideas midway through the construction. Rooms were modified, walls were moved, and entirely new sections were added to the house that never seemed to follow a traditional architectural plan. To outsiders, it must have looked chaotic. But was it? Some historians argue that Sarah was more knowledgeable about architecture than she is often given credit for. She incorporated modern features that were well ahead of her time, including indoor plumbing, central heating, gas lighting, electric call bells, elevators, and sophisticated ventilation systems. The craftsmanship throughout the home is exceptional, with intricate woodwork, imported stained glass, and expensive materials that demonstrate careful planning rather than random construction. This raises an interesting possibility. What if Sarah wasn't building a house to confuse ghosts? What if she was simply experimenting with architecture on a scale that few people in America could afford? Of course, there are still details that are difficult to explain. Visitors and employees describe Sarah as intensely private. She often met with foremen alone, preferring to stay out of the public eye, and reportedly changed sleeping rooms frequently. Some believe she did this because she feared spirits. Others suggest it was simply a practical response to living in an active construction zone, where different parts of the house were constantly being renovated. The turning point came in 1906 when the Great San Francisco earthquake struck Northern California. The Winchester house suffered significant damage, particularly in its upper floors and towering sections. Rather than restoring everything exactly as it had been, Sarah chose to seal off some of the damaged areas permanently while rebuilding others. Many of the strange dead ends and inaccessible rooms that visitors see today are the result of earthquake damage and later renovations, not necessarily evidence that they were designed to confuse supernatural visitors. By the early 1920s, the Winchester house had become unlike anything else in America. Whether it was the product of grief, architectural curiosity, or belief in the supernatural depends largely on which version of Sarah Winchester's story you accept. But if the house itself is strange, what's inside is even stranger, because behind those walls are staircases that lead to nowhere, doors that open into an empty space, hidden passages, and one room that many believe Sarah reserved for communicating with the dead. Which is what you were just talking about.
Yeah, so maybe she was actually receiving messages from beyond.
You know, I mean, I want this to be a ghost story where she was receiving messages from beyond and she was like communicating with the people and trying to do something, you know, decent to deal with the tragedy around these deaths. But also, you know, we know if that were the case, she would have been trying to protect herself from the spirits too. But also, I could accept an alternative solution, to the story, or alternative facts to the story, which would be that this was just a really intelligent woman who had a bunch of money dumped on her and no man in the situation to say, you're going to do with this money what I tell you, because he's gone.
Yeah.
And she was able to exercise her full freedom. She did not get remarried because she didn't want to have to deal with that. And she just exercised her creativity, did what she wanted to do.
Interesting. I'm going to keep that in mind.
Girl power.
Real power.
iViewers Streamly.
Oh my gosh. Oh, jeez. Oh, we got to ban somebody. Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez. Cheese and potatoes.
Cheese and potatoes. Get out of here. Sorry, bot. See you later. Thanks for the number. Appreciate it. Talk to you later. All right. Let's take a quick bathroom break.
Okay.
And we're going to break down Act 2.
Yeah.
Because I got to go to the bathroom now.
Okay.
It didn't take long. Stick with us, folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. That says exposure. But quietly among locals, that explanation stopped feeling satisfying. Because exposure doesn't explain why experienced residents removed clothing. It doesn't explain why scent trails ended abruptly. It doesn't explain why people wandered extraordinarily far distances in deadly cold. And it doesn't explain why so many people reported the same strange experiences beforehand. Still, the theories in the stories kept coming. Lights in the sky, shadows in the bedrooms, paralysis in the night, disappearances in the cold, all centered around the same small, isolated region. I got on the phone with the FBI this week, and I'm like, what's going on in Nome, Alaska? Tell me something. Tell me what's going on. And the guy at the desk who answered the phone's like, hey, man, I can only tell you after you answer this one question. And he leaned in real close to the microphone or the handset on the phone, and he's like, hey, man, I just gotta know. Gotta know. What shirt are you wearing today? Brazel went to the Chaves County Sheriff's Office in Roswell and spoke with Sheriff George Wilcox. Wilcox took one look at the material and contacted Roswell Army Airfield. And from that moment on, control of the situation shifted completely. The military didn't send a casual patrol. They sent intelligence. Major Jesse Marcel and Counterintelligence Corps Agent Sheridan Cavett were dispatched to the ranch to examine the debris firsthand. Some swore they saw glowing eyes watching them from the darkness. And one detail kept coming up again and again. Owls. Multiple patients reported seeing owls outside their windows shortly before these episodes began. Owls perched silently on rooftops, owls staring through the glass late at night, owls appearing in places where owls weren't normally seen. After that, the paralysis would start. After that, some would experience missing time, and in a few cases, not long afterward, the person would disappear entirely. Listen to this part, And there's a very quick snip there where it's like a yelling scream where you hear someone saying, "Jump for me."
Jump for me.
Yeah. Here we go. I'm going to play it again. I'm going to loop it a few times. Wow. Wow. Jump for me. Yeah, I love that video. Is that a good one? It's a good one. All right. We have returned. Our bladders are empty. We are now safe to continue forward. All right. So we banned somebody. Let's break down Act 2. So we answered a couple questions here. One that I didn't think about until right after we started Act 2 was there were reports that 24 hours a day construction was going on. And I have a hard time believing that construction was going on 24 hours a day.
Well, you know, now that we've talked about it a little bit, like, I can see how that got blown out of proportion, because if you've got workers who feel like they're always going out there to do something,
Yeah.
you know, they're sitting around the bar and they're going, man, construction's just nonstop. We're just doing this all the time. We're
Yeah.
always there. Like,
Yeah.
it just, I feel like, you know, and then that got blown into, have you heard that they
24
work all
hours.
night, you
Yeah.
know, all the time?
Yeah, I can see that. I can absolutely see that. It's a good point. It's a very valid point. It's kind of putting
Writers embellishing, exaggerating over time.
Yeah. It's like putting a chip
Yeah,
in
exactly.
a chip into the hat that's saying exaggerations are happening.
Yeah.
Is what I'm getting. So I'm wondering how much of the story is an exaggeration or an embellishment, and how much is really true. You know, like when it comes to a lot of paranormal cases, a lot of it does contain a major kernel of truth, and then things evolve over time. Things are added. It's like the game of telephone. I feel like really this is what we're dealing with here so far. Is he was probably a little eccentric, and people just didn't know how to react to that in the 1800s.
Yeah, and I mean,
It's a long time ago.
you know, I think eccentric's a good word, in that people didn't know what to expect from people with that much money, specifically women
Yeah.
with that much money at that time. And like, when she got all that money, she didn't have to do anything else.
Yeah.
She didn't want to. And so she could leisurely pursue her fancies, whatever that may be.
Right. I mean, like look at a millionaire today. It's kind of become the norm today to see millionaires just blowing money, doing stupid shit with their money. Huge houses with, 50 bedrooms and huge 150 car garages and 12 swimming pools, and 6 of them are indoors. Back in the 1800s, it was very unheard of. So
Now, could she have done for other people with that money and made a big difference? I mean, we don't know what she did and didn't
Right,
do outside
right.
of the construction of her home, but yes. But like, there's, I mean, you just kind of looking at it like, I don't know that it was all ghosty.
Certainly unheard of for a woman.
mhm.
Yep.
And most especially in the 1800s, the late 1800s. Yeah, there's a lot of things that are just kind of lining up. That feels like the majority of these cases, or this case, it's like misunderstanding a situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see how much more we're going to pick out of the seams. Because, I mean, I do have like this preconceived idea that this is an absolutely fantastic story, that there's an amazing underlying thing here. I'm just failing to really see it right now. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I had high expectations for this. I mean, we're only Act 2, so...
Kind of like I didn't want to meet my heroes by going there
Yeah.
idea, because, I feel like seeing it in person would have kind of the same vibe. Like, okay, the staircase is sealed off, not because it's a staircase to nowhere to confuse the ghost, but because it was damaged in this earthquake. And
well, that was something I didn't know.
yeah, I mean, I didn't know that either.
That was the first time I heard it.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, so it doesn't, it's giving less of the wanting to confuse spirits vibe and more of, I kind of want to renovate that spot again. Just block it off.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that being the conversation. I really can.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
so
I've already seen what that looks like. I don't need to do that again. Let's try something else.
You know, that was finished, and let's move on. Let's just move on.
Yeah.
I got the money to blow. Yeah. John Goodman, is that the actor? Bigger dude. Yeah, John Goodman was in some movie. I see this video all the time on like Instagram, and he's trying to explain to somebody how to launder money, but do it to the point where he can live comfortably for the rest of his life.
Mm-hmm.
And he talks about having fuck you money. He's like, take the money from the robbery or whatever it was. He goes, buy a 4-bedroom house with a 50-year roof, a Japanese shitbox that'll last you 150 years, and put the rest in savings with a 10% interest rate, and live off the interest for the rest of your life, because that's fuck you money. He's like, you go to work, don't like the way your boss is talking to you? Fuck you. You don't like the way this guy's treating you on the interstate? Fuck you. That's what that money's for. And I feel like that's what she had, was fuck you money. You know what? I don't even have to renovate that. Fuck you. Mm-hmm. Let's just build this next one that this spirit was screaming at me about.
Yeah, no, I definitely think $20 million in the 1800s is definitely...
Geez, $20 million today.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll get you a good ways. Probably not the length that it was in the 1800s, but...
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of money. I could do a lot with $20 million right now. We'd have a much bigger streaming space. I know that. So while you're reading Act 3, I'm going to bring up some pictures.
Oh, am I going to get Act 3?
Yeah. Didn't I just read Act 2?
I read
Oh, no,
Act
you
2.
read Act 2.
But I can read Act 3.
No. Sorry, no. After we read Act 3, we're going to bring some pictures, because I think that's going to reignite our fire for this investigation. Because I feel like we're slumping a little bit. Like it's not...
Yeah.
It's not holding up to the expectation we had.
Act 3 is going to tell us about the inside anyway, so...
Yeah, so I feel like once we get talking about what's inside the house, some architectural choices, let's pull up some pictures and look, and let's see what the hell's going on in there. Because I feel like that'll really bring the fire back.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it'll reignite our mysterious bone for this investigation.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it, folks. Act 3, everybody. Act 3. Inside the Winchester Mystery House. Yeah, there you go, worlds. Yep, ignite that fire. So if you've ever seen photos of the Winchester Mystery House, you've probably heard the same descriptions repeated over and over again. Staircases that lead into ceilings, doors that open into thin air, windows overlooking other rooms, secret passageways, a house designed to confuse ghosts. Oh, I just got something. Ooh, I just got an idea. I'm going to write it down because I don't want to forget it, but I don't want you to see what I'm writing down. Those sentences there made me think of something. Hold on, I think I took all my pens to work.
You need me to get a pen for you?
I got a paint marker. This will work just fine. I have it written down here. Don't let me forget. After we go over the investigation, once we hit the end of Act 5, say, Victus, pull out your card. I'm gonna, and it's going right here on the phone. Don't look over there. Don't be cheating. Don't be cheating. Yeah, this is gonna be good. I'm gonna reread this, and I want to see if maybe it clicks for you.
Okay.
I want you to think of the imagery. So if you've ever seen photos of the Winchester Mystery House, you've probably heard the same descriptions repeated over and over again. Imagery. Now close your eyes and imagine. Staircases that lead into ceilings. Doors that open into thin air. Windows overlooking other rooms. Secret passageways.
I do have a thought, actually.
Hold it. Hold it for when we look at the card. Hold it. I don't have anything else to write on. I had some post-it notes on here. I mean, you want to write it? You want to write your idea down? Well, yeah, put it on your phone. I'm curious if our thought processes are lining up here. They're usually spot on.
I think I hear Basil barking downstairs.
Yeah, he does that. He barks.
But it took me actually closing my little eyeballs for me to...
I'm hoping that you see some of the same things. Yeah. Yeah, you got it. You got it. All right, hold it, worlds. Think about it too. Don't say anything. Don't say anything, because this is gonna click at the end. Just hold on. All right. But as with everything else in this case, the truth is more complicated and in many ways even more interesting. Walking through the Winchester Mystery House today feels almost disorienting. The facts are lining up here. The mansion sprawls across multiple floors with twisting hallways, unexpected turns, and rooms that seem disconnected from one another. We're on the same wavelength here. That's crazy. Don't touch your phone because I want them to see my note and your note.
I already deleted it. You
Oh,
mean put
no.
it in there again? I'll
Yeah.
put it in there again.
Yeah, she got it. So the witness, y'all saw it. My note's been sitting here the whole time. She figured it out. This is how our energy wavelengths are just spot on. One of its most famous features is a staircase that climbs several flights before ending directly at the ceiling. Another door opens into what was once an exterior wall, where stepping through would have meant a dangerous drop outside, and at first glance, these seem like bizarre design choices meant to trick wandering spirits, but many historians point to the 1906 earthquake. Before the earthquake, the mansion stood much taller than it does today, with several upper stories and massive central tower. When the earthquake caused extensive structural damage... Oh no. Worlds may have figured it out. I don't know. I can't tell.
Maybe.
Maybe. Don't say anything else. The Worlds. Don't you spoil it for anybody else. Don't you spoil it.
We'll let her say it when we go to announce it at the end and see if it's the same thing as our note in my...
Yeah, it's so wild that
I
you
know.
figured it out too. Before the earthquake, the mansion stood much taller than it does today. Several upper stories, a massive central tower collapsed. And when the earthquake caused extensive structural damage, Sarah chose not to rebuild everything. Instead, damaged sections were removed or sealed off, leaving behind architectural oddities that appeared much stranger today than they originally were. That doesn't explain everything, but it explains more than the ghost tours mention. Then there are the windows. Some look into neighboring rooms instead of outside, and others are positioned where they provided almost no natural light at all. And again, believers see symbolic attempts to confuse spirits, while skeptics argue they're simply the result of decades of renovations layered on top of one another without a master plan. And perhaps the most talked about room in the entire mansion is what is commonly called the séance room. According to popular legend, Sarah entered the small room every night at midnight to communicate with spirits and receive instructions for the next day's construction. So that was a question we had at the beginning. The room contains multiple entrances and what appears to be only one visible exit, adding to its mysterious reputation. It's an incredible story, but historians urge caution. Excuse me. While the room certainly exists, there's no surviving diary, letter, or first-hand account confirming that Sarah actually held nightly seances there. Much of what visitors hear today comes from stories that emerge after her death. It's possible the room served a private purpose known only to Sarah, but it's also possible that later storytellers gave it supernatural identity because it fit the growing legend. And another detail that fascinates visitors is Sarah's apparent obsession with the number 13. Yes. Which is something we talked about at the beginning. Throughout the mansion, the number 13 appears repeatedly. Some windows contain 13 panes of glass. Certain staircases have 13 steps. Decorative elements are grouped in sets of 13, and even some chandeliers were modified to include 13 lights. Was this deliberate? In many cases, yes. But whether the number held spiritual significance or Sarah was simply a personal preference remains unknown. She never left behind an explanation, and one thing that can't be denied is the quality of the craftsmanship. Despite its unusual layout, the Winchester Mystery House is filled with remarkable woodworking, handcrafted stained glass, elegant fireplaces, and intricate details that showcase the skill of the artisans Sarah employed. This wasn't the work of someone carelessly throwing rooms together. Much of the home reflects careful planning, expensive materials, and an appreciation for fine design. Which brings us back to the central question. Was Sarah building a maze for ghosts? Or was she an incredibly wealthy woman with unlimited resources, constantly redesigning a home because she enjoyed architecture and had no reason to stop? The answer depends on how you interpret the evidence, but regardless of why the house was built, one thing is undeniable. Long after Sarah Winchester died in 1922, people began reporting something she never claimed herself. But they weren't alone inside the mansion. And that's where the story shifts from unusual architecture to alleged hauntings.
Bum, bum, bum.
Cool, we answered some questions there.
Yeah.
So I'm feeling less like the unusual architecture is confusing ghosts and more there was damage and she said, fuck it.
Yeah.
That's the vibe I'm getting. It
Yeah.
really is.
Yeah.
I feel like if Sarah Winchester were alive today, she'd be really cool.
Yeah.
She'd probably be like, geez, I don't even think I could draw like a modern day parallel.
No, I don't think so either. The thing is, she would be really cool.
She's probably really fucked up at the same time.
Right. And like she would be cool in the way that we see people as cool and that we're taught to see people as cool. But
She's probably fall into the autism spectrum too.
Very likely, yeah.
Yeah. But I think it would be difficult to draw a parallel because we don't know, like, philanthropically if she did anything and what her, I don't know, what her morals were like outside of, I just want to build more on my house. So it's really hard to make a judgment call. Like, she's very interesting. But I just don't understand the whole picture.
There's a piece of me that feels like I remember her trying to make like monetary compensation for something, for some of the deaths. Like she contributed or donated some money to something. Well, let me look it up. It might come up in the script later, but I just want to see. Ow. Yes.
Okay.
She was apparently a generous philanthropist who made significant donations to charities and hospitals in California and the East Coast. Because she preferred to stay out of the public eye, many of her charitable gifts were kept completely anonymous until after her death. Her notable charitable contributions were the General Hospital Society of Connecticut, the local California, and many local California charities, animal rights and suffrage. That's cool.
Oh, yeah.
Charitable bequests in her 13-section will, which she signed 13 times. There's the number 13 again. She designated the bulk of her massive fortune to various charities. That's really cool. I didn't know that. Wow, there's a picture of Sarah Winchester. Let's throw that up. And we said we're going to do it, so let's look at some pictures of the Winchester house. Let's just do Google Maps.
She sounds dope AF.
She does.
Mm-hmm.
But I also feel like she's that one person at the party that you'd be having a good time and then she'll just turn around and start crying for no reason.
Yeah.
Which is okay. I do it sometimes.
We don't go to a lot of parties.
No, I don't do it all the time. Once a year. Oh no!
Basil bass drop.
So let me get that ready. We're going to pull up Google Maps photos. All right, let's switch over to the screen. So those of you listening in Spotify, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, wherever you are in podcast land, you can switch over to video. You open up your app, you will be able to see video. It's a thing. It's a thing, people. Podcasts are not just audio anymore. So this is a photo of a very handsome individual named Sarah Winchester.
Very youthful.
Yeah.
In this photo. This portrait.
Yeah, this is a portrait. This is not a photograph. I don't think we have any existing photographs, as far as I know. I feel like that would have been front page for sure. But let's go down the rabbit hole of the Winchester Mystery Mansion. What a house! Jeez, what a house! It's just absolutely massive. You know what? Let's look at satellite view. Let's see just how big this thing is. Oh my god! Jesus! What a yard! Look at that front yard. Jeez!
And you wouldn't have to go anywhere to walk.
No, just circle the property a couple times. Wow! Absolutely wow! Look at that yard. It looks like a tropical paradise. Yeah, it looks like... Jeez, and it just keeps going. Yeah, look at these rooms. Look at that. Is that the greenhouse thing that we're talking about? I don't see anything else. That solarium. That's the word I was thinking of earlier. That's what they called them back in the day. Yeah, I don't see anything else with like a glass ceiling or anything. I'm curious what's going on here. Like, look, is a bunch of trailers.
Yeah.
Like, are they still doing construction?
Dun dun dun. Now they gotta confuse Sarah.
Yeah, right. But no, wow, what an amazing piece of property. This is massive. Absolutely massive.
Look at that giant parking lot back there for
Yeah,
when people
look.
come to it. There's two of them. Dang.
Parking lot. Wow, what a name, parking lot.
It's right. But remember at the beginning when she bought this and it was an 8-room, not 8-bedroom, 8-room farmhouse, and it was in an
Farmhouse.
agricultural community. And
Agriculture.
look, yep.
Yeah.
Had a bit of agriculture left on that.
I mean, there's still some very wonderful topography here. Ooh.
Not in the way that it had been.
So let's look at some of these pictures. Beautiful house, though. Oh my god.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
Let's do this. Let's close that out. Nope. Let's look at this video. 30-second video. What are you zooming in on?
Trying to get a ghosty.
Trying to get a ghost in the window? Wonderful image stabilization, by the way. So smooth. I love technology. A ghost carrying a trash bag. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, wow. Okay, so look, here's the bell tower.
Yeah.
So I remember that from the movie.
Yeah.
So in the movie, they would chime the bell at the end of shifts.
Mm-hmm.
It was the difference between day and night shift.
Yeah.
That's cool. I didn't think it was actually in there. Wow. Holy fucking wow. That is just crazy. Wow, that image does a better job of conveying the scale of it than satellite view for sure. So I'm guessing this portion here is probably the original house.
Probably, yeah. Maybe.
Maybe? Ish? Maybe these two parts here are the original house? I don't know. It's really hard to say. Oh, beautiful. We're gonna skip the videos. Look at this really interesting...
Yeah.
That's cool. Jingles on the bottom. They weren't lying about like the artisanship.
Yeah.
Like the craftsmanship that went into it. Look at the detail.
Right.
How long would it have taken to do some of this stuff?
Yeah.
Look at that recessed window.
Mm-hmm.
That is just bananas.
Bananas.
Bananas. But I mean, it's hands down a gorgeous home. Just, oh my God, that looks like something out of like Disney's Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
It doesn't even look real. It's so
No.
crazy.
That's wild.
So this is one of the staircases. So she was her staircases were very unconventional because apparently from an early age she was very arthritic and she had trouble climbing stairs. So you'll see a lot of these like really shallow steps like this here. This is really strange even, but because I mean if you look at it, the rise is only like a foot, maybe 2 foot.
Yeah.
Well, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps from here to here, and that's probably a foot, maybe more, 1.5 feet. So she apparently had really bad arthritis, and this was her way of being able to get around the house. There's a really strange staircase. I'm sure we'll see this one. Just beautiful home, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for stained glass. But, like, it's definitely giving off Haunted Mansion vibes. I'm not going to lie.
For sure.
But there's nothing, like, inherently coming off as strange. Like, I feel like this is time accurate, but each room is independently time accurate.
Right.
I feel like she was just designing things and slapping them together. Is that just a floating? Oh, these are old windows. Oh, that's cool. Oh, Winchester rifles, sure. Way to enrage the ghosts. Really? Is that all the photos? Wow, that sucks. Let's go back. Let's just pull up images. Yeah, like this here. This is just a weird staircase.
Yeah, that's the one that leads to nowhere.
Yeah, look, it goes to the ceiling. See, I get it. Obviously, there was damage up there. This screams. Let's just tie it together however you can.
Yeah.
There's a page on Facebook that would call this Stairs of Death. because the stairs come together in very unconventional ways.
Yeah.
And it's not unique to this house. There's houses all across the country that are like this.
No, seriously, when I was a kid, I lived in one like this. Like
Yeah.
where it just there was a staircase that led nowhere, and that was it. There was no attic recess above it, nothing. I mean, it was like 5 or 6 stairs in a closet, and they were literally stairs, and they went nowhere. And we used them as shelving and storage.
Oh, look, here's some old photographs. Oh, look, the original tower. There it is. That's cool. Didn't know we had original photos from back in the day. I mean, very strange building all the way around. I was really hoping to see this crazy staircase that she had. It like doubles back like 3 or 4 times. Whoa, hold on. 3D Winchester Mystery House tour.
Why does it say Hogwarts?
Why does it say Hogwarts? I'm curious. Let's go to it.
Oh.
Oh, no, it is Hogwarts. Wait, no. Oh, wait. I'm confused. No, I think that is Hogwarts. Womp womp.
Womp womp.
But I really wanted to see that staircase. Show you the weird staircase. It's not this one. There's the crazy one.
Not the one over there to the left, is it?
This one here?
Yeah.
No, it doubles back like 3 times. I know as soon as I type in Winchester Mystery House stairs, it's just going to show the staircase leading to the ceiling.
Yeah.
They had a name for it. Oh, there it is. There it is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so these are these weird stairs because she had like really bad arthritis. And this was her way to go up 1 floor. It was 2 sets of stairs. And this is not the only one. So if you notice, I'm pointing with my finger. Y'all can't see what I'm pointing. If you notice, there's stairs around the outside as well. So this goes up a half a flight, comes around, doubles back, and then comes up another half a flight.
Huh.
So it goes around twice and does like a double spiral upward. Really strange set of stairs. Oh, look, there's your doorway to nowhere.
Crazy.
Yeah, I'm not getting like spooky vibes. Not at all.
So I feel like just the architectural choice of the staircase there, that was just very, very intelligent. Like,
Absolutely.
and the fact that she was able to do that, good for her.
Yeah, she was coming up with all this stuff on her own. And I think that's awesome. Interesting choice of color. Just saying. Yeah, there's just some weird stuff going on.
I feel like below that door would be a good place for like a ball pit.
Right? Yeah, there you go. Here's the staircase. Yeah, look at that. Look how weird. So it starts on the right over here. You go up, you come around, double back up the middle. Super cool, like ingenious.
Yeah.
Like she knew her limitations, but she wanted to be able to visit parts of the other parts of the house. So I couldn't have come up with something like this.
It is really cool.
She was very smart. They weren't lying. Oh yeah, that'll give you an idea about the slope. Yeah, not very steep, not at all. Jeez. Yeah, not very steep at all. What's going on with this cherub in the fountain? No, don't. No. I didn't get in the pool to get wet. I mean, it's a strange house, but I'm not seeing like anything inherently like that's a haunted house, right?
Right.
Like this is kind of weird, sure, but it's preservation. I get it.
Yeah. No, I just don't feel. I feel like it's a lot of rooms that a very smart and well-funded lady designed
Sure. Yeah.
for her fancy.
I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you.
She could have bet all the money at the racetrack, but instead she did this.
She could have been into cocaine or meth. Was meth a thing in the 1800s?
Let's not Google that.
Yeah. Let's not Google anything about illegal drugs. But no, I don't see anything that like screams haunted house. Like this is a little strange, sure, but they're just preserving the condition of the house it was in. Maybe this is one of the sealed off parts of the house. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like the floor is an interesting decision. Like 3 different types of flooring in one area.
Yeah.
I feel like this is laminate.
Probably.
Maybe they fixed the floor or something.
Yeah, like they replaced some of their stairs, you could tell too, in the last picture.
Yeah, it did like some metal treads on there. Apparently, it says watch your step. I'm sure there's been lots and lots of people that have fallen down the stairs. Can you imagine falling down those slow arthritis stairs? Just tumble and go around the corner and tumble and keep tumbling. You fall for 15 minutes. Just keep. Oh, every third step, you're able to get like a syllable out.
Good slapstick bit.
Thank you. Yeah, just tumble down the stairs for 5 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
One of the workers over there. Someone fell down the arthritis stairs again. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of these days, this will be a comedy paranormal podcast.
Maybe it already is, and we're just the last to know.
Yeah. That's actually what we originally built the podcast as a comedy paranormal podcast, but we never got to the comedy part because I'm not inherently funny like that. That's my one-off for the season, so hope you enjoyed it. I've got no more jokes in the barrel.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry, folks. Yeah, thank you for your laughter.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you for your contribution, Worlds. I appreciate somebody noticing my amazing ability to point out the obvious. No, it would be funny, though. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
I feel like it's a scene out of, like, Naked Gun or something.
Yeah.
Slow motion falling down the stairs.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, I beat that dead horse enough. I beat it enough. Well, you ready for Act 4?
I'm ready.
Cool.
Do it.
All right. Let's fade this music out. What do you want, outside sounds or creepy ambience music?
Creepy ambience music.
All right. Here's your creepy ambience music. You've got it. Take it away.
Act 4. Is the Winchester Mystery House really haunted? Act 4. Sarah Winchester died peacefully in her sleep on September 5th, 1922 at the age of 82. Almost overnight, the sounds of hammers and saws that had echoed through the property for decades fell silent. Construction stopped, the workers packed up their tools, and for the first time in nearly 40 years, the house stood still. If the legend is true, that should have been the moment the spirits finally caught up with her. Instead, the ghost stories began. Within a few years, the Winchester Mystery House had opened to the public, and it didn't take long for visitors and employees to report strange experiences. Over the decades, the mansion developed a reputation as one of America's most haunted homes. One of the most frequently reported phenomena is the sound of footsteps. Staff members have described hearing someone walking down empty hallways after closing time, only to find no one there. Others have reported the sound of the doors opening and closing on their own, or hearing what resembles distant construction sounds, soft hammering, or nails being driven into wood, even though the house has long since fallen quiet. Some visitors claim they have heard whispering while standing alone in certain rooms. Most say the voices are too faint to understand, sounding more like conversations happening just out of earshot than clear words. Then there are the shadow figures. Tour guides and guests have occasionally reported seeing dark silhouettes moving through doorways or crossing hallways before disappearing around corners. One of the most famous stories involves a figure seen pushing what appears to be an old-fashioned wheelbarrow through a section of the house. Employees have nicknamed him the Wheelbarrow Ghost. Witnesses often describe him wearing work clothes similar to one of the carpenters who spent decades expanding the mansion. According to the staff, he never interacts with visitors. He simply appears, goes about his work, and vanishes. Another frequently mentioned apparition is believed by some to be Sarah Winchester herself. Guests have claimed to see an elderly woman dressed in black standing at the edge of hallways or looking out from upper windows before disappearing moments later. No photograph or video has conclusively captured the sightings, but the reports have continued for years. Modern paranormal investigation teams have also visited the house using thermal cameras, EMF meters, audio recorders, and other equipment. Some investigators claim to have captured unexplained electronic voice phenomena, sudden temperature drops, or unusual electromagnetic readings. Others leave after long investigations with nothing they consider paranormal at all. This inconsistency is one of the reasons the Winchester Mystery House remains such a divisive location in the paranormal community. Skeptics point out that the mansion itself creates an ideal environment for strange experiences. It's enormous, dimly lit in places, filled with uneven floors, echoes, drafts, and countless visual distractions. Add in the fact that nearly every visitor already knows they're entering one of the most famous haunted houses, and expectation alone can influence what people think they hear or see. Psychologists sometimes refer to this as the power of suggestion. When we expect something unusual to happen, our brains naturally become more alert to sounds, shadows, and movements that might otherwise go unnoticed. Still, not every experience is easy to dismiss. Employees who spend years inside the house have occasionally shared stories they struggle to explain, and some have done so quietly without seeking publicity. While personal experiences don't constitute scientific proof, they remind us that not every mystery can be clearly categorized. So, after more than a century of ghost stories, investigations, documentaries, and first-hand accounts, where does that leave us? The Winchester Mystery House continues to occupy a unique place in paranormal history, not because anyone has definitively proven it's haunted, but because no one has managed to explain away every story either. And that brings us to the final stage of our investigation, separating the myth from the facts and deciding whether the legend of Sarah Winchester tells us more about ghosts or about ourselves.
Okay. So I want to deviate one more time, look at some more photos. I was looking for people that have captured something unknown on film in the Winchester house. Well, come to find out, there's a whole ass page on their website of guest photos of alleged hauntings. I guess. Yeah, so there's... Yeah, let's just slide over and look at it. Capture any ghost encounters during your visit. We'd love to see them. If your photo isn't too spooky for the internet, it might just appear in the gallery below. So these are photos that people have taken that they say have ghosts in them. Like this one is obviously somebody fucking around with the camera. Oh, it's auto-scrolling. That's a little spooky. Ooh. I want to say that's a ghost, but it's clearly somebody standing at the other side of the hallway.
Yeah.
It got me for just a second. Dude, we don't want your cookies. Get out of here. Ooh, what's that one? Okay, that's a little weird. I don't know what that would be. It says this photo was shared by Jackie C. from California, who visited in October of 2024. She noticed a figure behind one of the windows on the upper left side of her photo, which appears to be a man in a suit and hat.
What if it's like a big bird?
Yeah, it looks like a bird fluttering mid-frame. I don't see a man in a hat wearing a suit at all.
No.
I mean, I guess Like the V of a tuxedo and a bow tie? Maybe? It seems a little out of proportion,
I
right?
think it's stretching it.
That could be a face, but I feel like that's just, I don't know. Polaroidolia. We're wanting to see pictures. We're wanting to see faces and weird things.
That picture right there on the left, that's getting ready to go away. Yeah.
This one?
That reminds me of when we lived in Arkansas and we were both kind of hanging out at that gallery for a while and there was that little balcony outside. That's what that reminds me of.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. But, I mean, if you see something that looks... Oh.
I think that's somebody standing there.
It's a little spooky. I mean, I'm not... If you see something, call it out. I'm just going to scroll through a bunch of these. It's... Are you seeing a trend?
Yeah, kind of.
Like they're all out of focus a little bit?
Yeah.
For being taken in like 2020s, 2023?
Yeah.
Why is that so out of focus?
Right.
2025? No reason that should be out of focus. She noticed what appears to be a dark shadow figure of a woman walking up the stairs to the left. Oh shit, do you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Right there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, snap. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah. No, that's just a young kid who needs a haircut. Laying around. I'm not, like, there's nothing, like, other than that staircase one.
Yeah.
That one's a little spooky. But, I mean, again, we're a little out of focus.
Right.
This could be a number, so this is where my expertise comes into play. You can set your shutter to stay open for any period of time you want on these new phones. So I can recreate this photo really easily right now. Just keep your shutter open, start the picture with someone standing there, and then they walk away while the shutter's open. You'll get this effect. I really don't think this is... Yeah, that's not anything. It's a lot of out of focus stuff. That one's probably my favorite so far. Everything is so out of focus. That could be something. Yeah, look. There's... I mean, you can do that, but it would take a lot of time to do it. I don't feel like you would have a lot of time on one of these tours. Yeah, we're looping. We're looping. I'm not seeing anything that really... That one of the staircase, this motherfucker... I like that one. That one's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, judging by the age of the place, inherently there should be something in there.
Right.
I'm going to talk about residual hauntings at the end of this, but this seems more residual to me than anything so far.
Yeah. I think so too. I agree.
Jeez, don't meet your heroes, folks.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we've come to the point. The point. Let me close some windows out because I got to open some windows. We've come to the prediction. Let me get to my creator dashboard and we're going to start a prediction, folks. There it is. Start a prediction. All right, we're going to start a prediction. What will the decision be? Absolutely paranormal or not paranormal? From this point forward, you will have 5 minutes to vote, and this is only on Twitch, so I'm sorry, you folks are watching in YouTube land.
You can tell us what you think in the comments.
You're more than
YouTube
welcome
land.
to tell us what you think in chat. Anybody that doesn't want to vote on Twitch is welcome to just voice their opinion, and we will take it into account. If you're not in Twitch, you unfortunately don't get anything. I'm sorry, but those of you in Twitch land, if you vote correctly, you get channel points, and you can use them to do amazing things like, I don't know, what do you think?
We had a basil bass drop earlier.
You can do things like this.
Not coming up for me.
Oh, I haven't started it yet. Sorry. The vote will only be for 5 minutes, and I'm sorry, I jumped the gun. I said from now.
I'm on my phone, though.
Oh, okay. It will come up.
You can see our little paranormal chicken.
Yeah.
Who is our little ghosty puppy
A
beyond
little
the
ghost
grave.
puppy. You know what? We'll stretch this out. We'll do 10 minutes. We're going to start it now. The prediction has started. It is live. So if you notice the top of the text bar, you'll see a big purple scrolling bar that says you can win big feats. Those are our channel points. Those of you watching in YouTube land are welcome to chime in with your voice. It will go into, take into account the final vote. The majority vote gets to rule or gets to win. So everybody's allowed to vote, even if you're not in Twitch. Equal opportunity streamer here. Mecca, I was just showing my wife photos of you and Hef at Greenfield Village this morning. How did you like Greenfield Village? Such a cool little place. Cool place. Oh my gosh, yeah, that was the place to be. The place to be when I was growing up was Greenfield Village and the Henry Ford Museum. Amazing place. Absolutely amazing place. The best museum in the world. If everybody ever gets a chance to go, Henry Ford Museum in Michigan, go. It's incredible. But the prediction is live. Everybody's allowed to vote. We're going to dive off into Act 5. We're going to wrap this thing up.
Hey.
Are you ready? Because I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I'm so very excited. Oh, I usually don't see this part. I'm usually paying attention. I'm excited. Cool. All right, let's get into Act 5, everybody. Act 5, our final investigation. This is Act 5, everybody. Act 5. So after spending the past hour digging through Sarah Winchester's life, the construction of her extraordinary home, and more than a century of ghost stories, we've arrived at the question we set out to answer. Did Sarah Winchester really build her house for ghosts? And the honest answer is we don't know. But let's start with what we can say with confidence. Sarah Winchester was a real person who experienced unimaginable loss. She buried her infant daughter, lost her husband at a young age, and suddenly became one of the wealthiest women in America. She moved to California, purchased a farmhouse, and spent nearly 4 decades expanding it into one of the most unusual homes ever built. Those are facts. The house itself is real. The staircases, hidden passages, odd windows, and seemingly pointless doors all exist. Anyone can walk through them today, but the story most people know. That a Boston medium told Sarah that she was cursed by the spirits of those who were killed by Winchester rifles and ordered her to build forever is surprisingly difficult to verify. Despite decades of research, historians have never uncovered contemporary evidence that this famous séance actually happened. There are no surviving letters from Sarah describing it, no diary entries, and no newspaper accounts from the time. But that doesn't prove it never happened. But it does mean one of the most famous parts of the Winchester legend rests almost entirely on stories that appeared after her death. And then there's the construction itself. For years, people have claimed Sarah randomly built confused ghosts. But when you look closer, many of the house's strangest features can be explained by constant remodeling, changing ideas, and especially the damage caused by the 1906 San Francisco earthquake. Some staircases and doors that seem absurd today once connected to rooms or floors that no longer exist. But that doesn't make the house ordinary. It simply reminds us that history is often less mysterious than legends built around it. The hauntings are even harder to evaluate. Thousands of visitors have reported strange experiences over the years. Employees have spoken about footsteps, whispers, shadow figures, and unexplained encounters. Some paranormal investigators believe the house contains genuine paranormal activity, while others have spent entire nights there without finding anything unusual. There is no piece of evidence that conclusively proves the Winchester Mystery House is haunted, but there is also no single explanation that satisfies everyone who has walked its halls. Maybe that's why the place continues to fascinate people more than a century after Sarah Winchester's death. The greatest mystery may not be whether ghosts wandered the mansion. It may be how easily a private woman's life became one of America's most enduring supernatural legends. Sarah Winchester rarely gave interviews. She left behind very few personal writings and offered almost no explanations for why she built the house the way she did. Into that silence, people filled the gaps with stories. Some may contain fragments of truth, and others were almost certainly embellished over time. But together, they created the legend we know today. So what's our verdict? I'm not going to read that part because it's justifying, or it's giving a preconceived idea. Whether the spirits are real is something each visitor has to decide for themselves. But one thing is certain, long after the construction crews packed away their tools, the Winchester Mystery House never stopped building. Not with lumber and nails, but with stories. And perhaps that's the most powerful legacy Sarah Winchester left behind. Her mansion continues to challenge believers, skeptics, historians, and paranormal investigators alike. Every person who walks through its halls leaves with their own theory, and in doing so, adds another chapter to a mystery that may never truly be finished.
Bum, bum, bum.
All right, we did it. We hit the end. Act 5. You ready to reveal the notes?
Yeah. Do it.
All right. We said we're going to do this. So, the imagery of the house, reading what were descriptions, it made me think of one thing. Hazel hasn't seen what's inside of this. You want me to hold your phone up to the camera so they can see? Oh, it's so out of focus. I promise.
It says back rooms.
There we go. She said it, so I didn't have to.
What does Worlds have to say? Because I know Worlds knows. I know you know.
Worlds, what were you thinking?
I know you know.
Before I open my little note card here. I guess I should cross out my old note. Yeah, this is back when I was troubleshooting after building the new
I tried
computer.
to say it in emotes.
Yeah, you did. That's what we thought. We thought you were trying to say it.
So yes.
So we're like, I know you know, because you definitely, you got, yeah.
So I said, is it the 1880s version of the back rooms? Legit, we didn't plan this. We did not plan this. It just popped into my head. And apparently, we're all on the same wavelength here. Yeah, it's got like a backrooms vibe, doesn't it? Like, is this the 1880s version of the backrooms?
Not even seen the movie.
No, we haven't either. I haven't told you we have it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm hoping maybe next weekend we can watch it. But yeah, doesn't it give off like a backrooms vibe?
It does.
Like not the actual like backrooms photo, like the ones that we did investigation on back in season 1. Was it season 1? Might have been season 2. Back when it was Aeon and I. But we did an investigation on the backrooms, and we had a blast with that one. We actually found the location where the original backrooms photo was taken, and found out why it looked the way it did. A really interesting case. Let me pull it up. So I can give, for those of you that are interested in going back and listening to, some of the backlog episodes. Yeah, season 1, episode 10 was the backrooms. So if you can find it on YouTube or Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever. Go back and watch it because we had a blast like tracking down like where that photo was taken.
Yeah.
We used the Wayback Machine. Do you know what the Wayback Machine is?
Yeah.
So we used the Wayback Machine and we found the original post from like early 2000s, I think it was. And followed the thread down like 30, 40 pages and found out that it was like an abandoned like Kmart or something.
Oh, yeah, that would be really creepy.
And it was mid-renovation.
Kmart was a little creepy when it wasn't abandoned.
Yeah. And unfortunately, they did say in that thread that the reason it was yellow because it had been sealed and not used since they were able to smoke indoors.
Oh, yeah.
So, which just unfortunately gives it its yellow color.
Yeah, but that smelled wonderful.
Being closed for years like that, could you imagine? So it had to have been closed. So it was early 2000s when they opened it. So at least 20 years it was sealed.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Ugh. Can't stand the smell of stale cigarette smoke.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently the person that owned the house before us used to be a smoker. And the only room we can smell it in is the bathroom that I know of.
Yeah.
And you get it extra steamy in there and you'll still get like nicotine seeping through the paint. Well, not since I've repainted.
Yeah, not since you repainted. When she repainted, it took care of that. But
I did scrub the walls before I painted. So, but no, it lingers for a while. But yeah, it's really interesting. It does give off like a backrooms vibe. Absolutely gives off a backrooms vibe. No other way to put it.
Yeah.
It feels like backrooms. Like the mix of, for me, it was the window overlooking an interior room that made me think of backrooms.
that's exactly what it was for me too, because I thought about the Backrooms Hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like windows overlooking a lobby, but it was inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy that
That
we
also looks like it would be very disappointing in real life. So.
Yeah, like this is it, just weird architecture.
Yeah.
Except for the monsters that chase you around.
Yeah, but I don't think that happens in the hotel.
No. Well, all right, let's pull it up. I think we hit our 10-minute threshold here. Pretty sure. Where's our prediction button here? 2 votes
Boop.
for not paranormal. Wait, did it tell me who voted? I thought didn't it say for a second there? Did you see it?
Worlds of Confusion.
Do you really have to use channel points to vote?
What else?
I didn't
know you had to use.
I didn't know.
I wouldn't
I had
have
no
known.
idea. I have no way of changing that. Anyway, 1 of 1 vote. So that was it was all you worlds. Worlds, you voted not paranormal. Do you want to go first? You want me to go first?
Total voters too?
Wait. Yeah, so 2 voters. Both
I
voted.
think it's gambling.
Oh, yeah. Gambling.
Oh,
Oh, okay. So you put some in, but then you can get some back depending on how you vote.
gotcha.
Okay, that's fun though. Still,
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
you watch enough. I'm sure you got a bajillion channel points.
Mhm.
I will look into
You
that.
only need 10, but can gamble as much as you like.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh.
Yeah, it does not explain that at my end at all.
Like Jeopardy.
Yeah, 6,000 channel points. Yeah, like Final
13K.
Jeopardy.
What is
Ooh.
not paranormal?
Got them points.
Mhm.
Girl got them points. Do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, I don't think it's paranormal. I mean, like, I would love for it to be residual haunting, and maybe that's, I could maybe accept that, but I'm not even really quite there. After hearing the story in its entirety, I think this woman just had more money than she knew what to do with, and she was bored, and she was very smart.
Absolutely not paranormal.
And she was really smart, and she wanted to try some things out, and she did, and she made this huge house that, like, lasted longer than she did, and the stories became bigger than she probably ever could have imagined. And she just lived out her life, and she had enough money.
And very cool.
Yeah, and very cool. And she had enough money where she could just say, no, I'm not getting remarried. I don't need
money.
I don't need to do any of that. Like, I can be the boss and tell these men what they're gonna do and what they're gonna build.
Yeah.
And like, she, it seems as though that wasn't a very bad life for her.
I agree.
And I think, I think there's this temptation to make it this sad thing where it was so much of a sacrifice and like she was just a victim, but I really don't think that's what it turned out to be in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got another vote for no. I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to say it's not paranormal. Simply because, let's weigh the evidence here. We have watched, between the two of us, we watched a lot of paranormal investigations that have to do with the Winchester house. We didn't really see anything in those either.
Yeah.
Like, people were physically there and, like, strange house, sure. But I feel like a lot of the information about the story behind the house has been misconstrued. I didn't know about wings of the house just being walled off because there was just excessive damage.
Mm-hmm.
And so that explains the stairs going up into the ceiling. That explains the doorways going into nowhere. Who knows? For all we know, maybe she was just like, money's starting to dry up, and I don't want to spend the money to renovate that again. We don't know, because there's little to be known personally about her and what she was doing and what her financial situation was like. We know she inherited a lot of money, and I agree with you. I think that she was, especially in the late 1800s, women's lives were not great.
Mm-hmm.
And she was free to do what she wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And let's be honest, there's been many, many times here between us and this house where we have thought, oh, how great would it be to build this and then add this part onto the house. And sure, the roofs wouldn't have lined up, but it would have been functional. It would have worked for us.
Yeah.
Only we know what would function for us.
Right.
And I feel like that's the case with Sarah Winchester. She had more money than she knew what to do with. Mm-hmm. She donated, sure. She took care of a lot of a hospital. She donated lots of money. She took care of animals, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
She may have been on the spectrum a little bit. May have, made her a little bit of a wild hair, but I feel like at the end of the day, she was just a creative person who didn't have a creative bone in her body.
Mm-hmm.
So she hired other people to do what was in her brain.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I keep bringing this up, but Valheim, like, I can build all day long in Valheim. I love building in Valheim.
Sarah Winchester was just experiencing the 1800s version of Valheim.
Yes.
Yes.
So like, there is end game material in Valheim, and I'm yet to get halfway through the game because I get to like the halfway point, and I just want to build shit. So I build shit, and then like just this weekend I restarted the game again. It's my 15th time trying to replay the game, and I'm already wanting to just build shit.
Yeah.
And I just started this weekend. So it's that same creative wild hair. I don't have. If I had the money, we would probably build some crazy shit on the house, but I don't. So I'm going to build crazy shit in these games.
Yeah.
I mean, you've seen the things that I've built.
Oh, yeah.
they're extravagant and
Yeah.
intricately detailed.
I got to pick the color of 2 banners.
Yeah. Yeah,
Every day.
Worlds, if you ever get into the building server for Valheim, you'd get it. But I like building shit, and I feel like this is a parallel here. I feel like kindred spirits with Sarah Winchester because I just want to build shit.
Yeah.
And I think at the end of the day, this is what we're looking at. A creative person that didn't know how to make what she was seeing in her head, so she just hired people to do it.
Yeah.
And like for me in Valheim, every other day, it's just a different, oh, well, this is something I've been thinking on for a couple days. Let's go ahead and build that. And I'll work on that for a week. And by the time that's done, I'd already been working on the next thing I want to build.
Yeah.
And Sarah Winchester just did it IRL.
Right.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
Now, is the building haunted? Sure, maybe. But they literally have a website that people can submit photos that they think have ghosts captured in them. It was like 10 photos.
Right. And
How long has that place been open to tours and this is all we have?
And most of them were very obviously not ghosties.
There was one. There's one,
one that was a little sus and one that was a little more sus.
Yeah. There were reports of shadow people, and we touched on shadow people back in season 2. Just because you see shadow people doesn't mean a place is haunted. Not going to go down that
Tried
rabbit hole.
explaining that thought process to Hubs when he asks why I'm obsessed with House Flipper but not fixing up our place. It's because I have millions in House Flipper. It's easy, lol.
Right. You get it. It's easy to want to do stuff and do it in the capacity that you can, but in real life, for some of us, it's not just going to happen. But she had, the equivalent of 500 something million in disposable income today.
I think it was 600 and something million,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Yeah.
Lots and lots of money.
Yeah.
Lots.
But what's 100 million between friends?
Right. But no, she was probably just creative, and that was her outlet.
Yeah.
She hired people to build what she saw in her head. It's strange, sure, but look at stuff like Salvador Dali and look at paintings of MC Escher. I think these are also kindred spirits. They had unusual architecture in their heads, and they couldn't build the way they wanted to, but they could paint it, and so they did.
Yeah.
I think, and this came up in my head after we tried to make like a modern day equivalent of Sarah Winchester.
Mm-hmm.
The closest I could get would have been Salvador Dali.
Yeah.
He was very eccentric, and he was not shy about showing off the money.
Right.
Dude walked on a leash, an anteater, through New York City. Who does that?
Yeah.
Salvador Dali, y'all. Go down that rabbit hole. Have fun with that. But no, I think, I don't think this place is really paranormal. I think this could be something like a tulpa if we see anything.
Yeah.
It's just people wanting to believe that there's something there.
Right.
And, that's the definition of a tulpa, is people want to see something. And over many years, that buildup of psychic energy creates something happening. So maybe that's what we're seeing in those photos. Maybe that's why we're seeing shadow people or hearing sounds, because they're manifesting it through psychic energy.
Yeah.
It happens.
I agree.
Doesn't mean a place is haunted. It just means people, you want it bad enough, it's going to manifest.
Right.
And I'm sure they have millions and millions of people that go through that house every year. And all of that psychic energy will eventually build up to a point where it manifests itself.
Right.
Tulpas are a thing. Doesn't mean a place is haunted. It means it's a buildup of psychic energy. That's all it is. So, absolutely not paranormal.
That is absolutely not paranormal.
Not paranormal.
But still, what a very interesting case. We learned a lot tonight.
We did.
it wasn't as cut and dry as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I really thought it was going to be a lot more like more like the stories of like the lady in white near the lighthouse, and the lighthouse is near Sheer Bluff, and it's got deep history, and obviously there's a lady that's waiting on the bluff for the sailor to return home, and you can hear her cries late at night. I don't like lady in white stories. I don't.
Right.
They're pure fabrication. When it comes down to it, my favorite question to ask is who's making money off of this? Obviously, they're making money off of this.
Right, yeah.
So they're building sensationalism around the story of the Winchester Mansion. It's literally branded the Winchester Mystery Mansion. What's the definition of a mystery? Something you don't know.
Right.
We don't know anything about Sarah Winchester because she didn't keep a diary. She didn't talk to anybody. She was a recluse, essentially. Very loosely defined mystery mansion, if you ask me.
You know, all those ghosty stories with the woman in white standing on the balcony and all that stuff.
Yeah.
How how the images, she's always in like this flowy dress, and like everything's all lacy and flowy and pretty.
Yeah.
So in 100 years, when they talk about the woman in white, will she be in a lacy flowy dress, or will she be in like a white juicy tracksuit?
Or is it going to be the emo girl in black?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, give it a couple 100 years and they're going to be whispering tales of the emo girl in black. Yeah, I saw her sitting out front the mall with her hands in her heads, and I asked her what's wrong, and she said nothing and faded away into mist.
Through her heavy eyeliner.
Yeah,
and her bangs in her eyes.
and her tear-streaked face because her mascara was running. She said something about Hot Topic and disappeared into the ether.
Ghost.
Yeah.
Which is fair, because it would probably be one of us that was like, Hot Topic sold out and faded into the ether.
Hot Topic used to be metal. And then fade away into the distance. A fog encapsulates what used to be the neighborhood mall. I swear, I see shadow
now
people.
A data center.
Yeah, now it's a data center, but I swear that empty storefront used to be a Hot Topic. And if you listen closely late at night, you can hear the emo girl singing along to, oh, geez, The Used or My Chemical Romance. If you listen closely, you can hear her say, I'm not okay. Trust me. Yeah. Give it a couple 100 years.
Gosh.
We said it first. We said it first. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's funny because it's true, right?
It is true.
Yeah.
It is true.
Because now we watch like Unsolved Mysteries, and there's always like the girl at the graveyard
Yeah.
who gets picked up at the dance.
Yeah.
And then she's like, no, stop here. I got to go home. And then she runs across the street to the graveyard.
Yeah.
She was like in 80s, or no, she was on like 40s and 50s clothes, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's going to catch up eventually, right?
Yeah.
We're going to have... we're going to have the sad emo girl ghost in front of what used to be a Hot Topic.
Yeah.
And what used to be a neighborhood mall.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be good times. Or you'll see like the emo boy with the hair swoop over his eyes moping around the field. They used to have Warped Tour here. And if you listen closely, you can hear him saying, I just want to thrash. I had all access passes, but the Ticketmaster lied to me. I paid $300 for floor seats. Yeah, it's going to evolve eventually, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Oh, we'll be long gone by then.
I'm going to come back as an emo kid.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because not surprisingly, I used to work at a Hot Topic. I was a manager at a Hot Topic, and I did like the full goth thing. And when it gets close to Halloween, they encourage you to dress up every single day. And I was like, yeah, I got no problem with that. And sidebar, my last Halloween working at a Hot Topic, I dressed as the Angel of Death, So I was all gothed out, black shorts with straps and buckles, a spike collar, and like an old school exploited punk t-shirt. I had a huge mohawk at the time, and I was wearing knee-high boots with spikes all over them and buckles all over them. And I remember I took a break. They said, well, you get 30 minutes for lunch. So I wasn't hungry. I was like 19. I didn't eat for lunch. So I go outside the food court, and I'm sitting on the curb smoking a cigarette. And I remember sitting out there, and one of my other managers came out. We're sitting out there talking, and this Hispanic woman dragging her kid across the parking lot, and this kid is crying. And the woman took her kid and placed the kid in front of me, dressed up like the Angel of Death, mind you. I got the black angel wings and everything. Sit on the curb smoking a cigarette. And she said something in Spanish, pointed at me, and the kid just went and stopped crying. And then they quietly walked back into the mall. And I'm like, what the hell was that? And my buddy said next to me, he's like, do you not know Spanish? I said, no. And he's like, that lady told her kid that you were the boogeyman, and if you didn't stop crying, that I was going to get him. I was like, no, really? He's like, yeah, dude. I'll never forget that as long as I live.
That's hilarious. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I was the boogeyman for, I guess,
Yeah.
for Halloween. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was a really strange emo kid. I really was.
Oh my goodness. That's great.
Yeah, now I'm just middle-aged with pigtails and graphic tees about my podcast.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm almost 40, so
We just talked about blood pressure with one of our friends at dinner for like 20 minutes the other night.
High blood pressure. Jeez, I'm getting old. Anywhoots.
All right. You
Well,
ready to wrap this thing up?
Let's wrap this thing up. Thanks, everybody, for being here tonight. Again, if anybody's got their own paranormal tale case or claim or an idea for your future episode, you're welcome to email us at beyondshadowspodcast@gmail.com. Love to hear from you. The QR code's above me, and the email is up here in the corner. Email us. Let us know what you think. Tell us if you love it. Tell us if you hate us. Definitely tell us if you've got your own paranormal story. I'd love to hear it, because I do have my own ghost story where I was scratched, and the next person that sends in a story, I will tell my scratch story, and I have photo evidence. So I've got something to back up my story. Yeah. Ooh, Sarah Winchester. But I'm holding on to that for when somebody submits their own story. I think I thought about another one earlier. I don't know. I've got a few, because I usually do actual in-person overnight paranormal investigations, so I've got a bunch of
Yeah,
stories.
don't make me be the only one.
Yeah, come on, folks. Give us some stories. We'd love to hear them. I appreciate you sending yours in. That was great. But yeah, I appreciate every single one of you coming in. Mecca, Worlds, Blip is here somewheres. Blip's been silent tonight. That's okay. We get some people in YouTube land watching. I'm sure James is in there. Hef popped in for a little bit. Thanks everybody for being here tonight. Thanks again for making this possible. You know, there's people out there that stream 5, 6, 7 days a week, and they don't see a single viewer. And I'm grateful for every single one of you that come in here. And I'm constantly reminded of this because my algorithm on Instagram tells me this. There's people that don't get viewers, and I'm so glad that every single one of you come in every week to catch the live show. I know I'm not, and we're not the most entertaining people with our multiple bathroom breaks every week, but
We only took one tonight.
yeah, we only took one tonight. Sorry, no puppy tonight.
I know.
We'll get him next week. Next week, we'll bring him back in Act 3,
Okay.
and he'll hang out. Maybe, because I've been thinking about doing a puppy cam. Just a camera right here pointed at the puppy pillow.
Oh.
So, I don't know. I got some figuring out to do. Puppy cam. Anyway, yeah, I appreciate every single one of you guys. We're averaging like 50 views a week. Doing pretty good. So I appreciate every single person that listens every single
I had 3
week.
wee breaks.
That's okay. Usually we take 2 or 3 at least.
Yeah.
So we're doing good tonight. I only had 2 beers tonight, so
Only had one soda.
yeah. I was trying not to do too many liquids. But yeah, man, we had fun. I appreciate every single one of you that came in tonight. And what are you thinking for next week?
I don't know. I don't know.
All right. We've got a list that I'll dig through and we'll find something fun. So what did we do? What did we do week before last? Oh, geez. Let me look at the list. Hold on. See,
I think we did cryptid, then we did alien, and now we've done ghost.
we did the Black Knight satellite. So we did.
So last week we did alien. The week before that we did
last week was
Bigfoot.
Black Knight satellite. That was aliens technically. Then 2 before that was cryptid. So do you want to do another cryptid next week?
No, we kind of did 2 cryptids in a row recently. I mean, if we can't, we can if you want.
We'll do it either. All right, so everybody in chat, you get a chance to vote. Do we want to do a cryptid next week or UFOs? Comes down to that. Anybody. First voice out gets the vote. Gets the choice. Anybody. Look at Hazel's face. She's like, come on, just somebody say something in chat so I can go to the bathroom.
Don't make me laugh.
Cryptid.
All right, we're doing a cryptid next
Yay,
week.
World save me.
Thanks, Worlds. We'll do a cryptid next week. I've got one. Got one you're not expecting. I'm not going to tell you what it is. We're going to surprise you next week. Maybe we can get Shark in here because Shark actually
Always
recommended
down
it.
for some sipted breather N.
All right, cool. Yeah, we'll do some cryptids next week. I don't want to tell you what it is because it's a big one, and it's one of those that I wanted to shy away from, but
I got you, babe.
in light of recent events, we're going to investigate the ones that I just really hate because they've been turning out really positively.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna leave you with that. Hopefully you'll be in next week and we'll talk about it.
Worlds, I love you. Thank you.
All right, let's close this thing out. Let's close it out. Thanks again, everybody, for being here tonight. So, whether Sarah Winchester spent decades building to escape restless spirits or simply found comfort in creating something that was never truly finished, we'll probably never know. What we do know is that her extraordinary home has become one of the most enduring mysteries in paranormal history. More than a century after her death, the Winchester Mystery House continues to challenge skeptics, fascinate believers, and remind us that sometimes the stories we tell can become just as powerful as the truth itself. So if you enjoyed tonight's investigation, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you think Sarah Winchester was following the instructions of unseen spirits, or has history transformed a grieving widow into one of America's greatest ghost stories? Let us know in the comments, and if there's a paranormal case you'd like to have us investigate, tell us. We might just feature it in a future episode. If you enjoyed tonight's show, make sure you like, subscribe, and follow us wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss your investigation. So, if you find yourself buying a house with 8 rooms and somehow ending up with 160 rooms instead, building staircases that don't lead anywhere, installing doors that open into thin air, or taking home renovation advice from ghosts at 2 o'clock in the morning, it might be time to put the hammer down and step away from the seance room and call it a knife. But no matter what you do, make sure you follow us beyond the shadows. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Good night.
Love ya.
A creature like that, how would it ever die?
And this monster starts running right at me.
Annihilated by nuclear bombs.
Beast is not dead.
I put 4 bullets into him. Oh, you're crazy.
But I saw that monster too. All I want is for someone to believe me.
Contaminated.
Face. Horrible. Looked like it would scare you to death.
All right, let's get to work.
Feel the shadows.